our special guest for the morning, the hilarious Mr. Ed Byrne, ladies and gentlemen. You can have any salami-type meat product you like.
I like to think I've only been asked here in honour of the fact that it's Salami Day. I like to think that's quite fitting. Now, got a Salami Day, let's have Ed.
Last time he was here, Ed was midway through his year-long different class tour, which, if you don't know already, takes a humorous look at things like social class and fame, amongst other subjects. And, in fact, hair, we must just stop my talk there. Your hair, you obviously haven't cut it since the tour began, have you?
No, I haven't. And it's not like I haven't had time, I just haven't...
Because it's been a year, is it?
Yeah,
a year?
yeah. I've been doing the same show now for a year, which makes me sound like I just can't think of any new jokes, really, doesn't it?
If we look at that photo again, you can see just how long you've been on the road. It's been a while.
Yeah. You know, what can I say? I haven't been to a dentist either in a while. You're lucky I washed my face before I came on. You know?
More than the audience can say. Now, you are about...
Just turned on you there.
You'll get your sausage, ladies. You'll get your sausage. Now, you've been on the road for a year. You're now, this evening, about to set up shop, month-long residency.
At Vaudeville in the West End, yeah.
Looking forward to laying down some roots.
I'm a little bit, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit apprehensive about it. The last time I did a West End run was 8 years ago, and the last time I did a West End run, it opened on Monday, the 10th of September, 2001. So it's generally doesn't bring a great deal of luck to the world, you know. So I cancelled the show on the 11th.
I'm not surprised.
And then people complained.
Really?
And people actually, this is great, people complained that I cancelled the show at such short notice. And you kind of think if I cancelled it in advance, it would have looked a bit suspicious. What do you think? But seriously, that's the fact. But hopefully better fortune will befall us all.
Has it evolved much, the show, over the year?
Over the year now? Yeah, it has, yeah. And even because I recorded a DVD of it out in November. Recorded a DVD back in April. And even since recording the DVD, the show is still getting better and better. And sometimes, like, I had to watch the DVD just recently, and I'm going, that joke's so much funnier now because it's changed just a little bit. Because it constantly is changing. So if you saw it a year ago, come again.
It's entirely different. You got married to Claire, and I know that the marriage features a little bit more strongly in the show.
It's definitely like the last sort of 45 minutes of the show is all about not necessarily about being a married man, but about getting married. The whole thing of getting the joke I say in the show is that I love being married because ever since I've been married, I haven't had to plan a wedding. You know, I get up every morning and go, no wedding planning to do today. Ain't married life grand.
I hear that your pet hate is occasional smokers. Is that true?
Well, it used to be. Now I've become one, though. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
no.
was always my thing as a smoker. Was I hate people who just, you know, I only smoke when I'm drinking, I only smoke when I'm nervous, and I only smoke your fags, never buy me own. Those people always annoyed me until I became one.
Were you a smoker, then a non-smoker, and now an occasional smoker? Or
you know what? I've just always I was a smoker, and now I'm an occasional smoker. I've never defined myself as a non-smoker. That's how I've given up. I smoke maybe one a week, and that's it. And because I did actually. I give up for
reverse, isn't it? That makes it more addictive.
That's what I would have thought.
No,
because then you're craving for the whole week. You're not looking forward to your
that's
next
just it. I don't crave. When I see one, I don't feel the need to have one. When I gave up for age, I actually did give up for about a month, and then every time I'd see one, I'm like, but now because in my head I just allow myself to go. If I really want one, I'll have one. And sometimes I will go a month without having one or
were you not smoking when you won the title of healthiest comedian?
I was going to say, that rings a bell.
Yeah, I did at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival last year. I
you were the Mr. Health, yeah.
They checked everyone's blood pressure. That was it. My blood pressure, and I just run up a flight of steps, so probably my blood pressure was a little bit low. Yeah. And then when I got up the flight of steps, it was healthily high, just artificially.
But your hair's nice and shiny, though. That's a good sign, isn't it?
I really feel like I'm under the microscope here. You smoke.
Shiny hair, black lungs. That's what that's
I just can't get over how much it's grown. It's a kind of.
I couldn't actually just completely give up smoking because I always said I'm not a quitter.
Rehouse, because it's great to have you here. Great to have you with us as well, folks, on this Monday morning. Still to come, Ed's going to take us through the rest of today's headlines. But first, we're going to get the panel's reaction, and hopefully some emails from you, to Question Time's dialogue with the BMP and these reports that leader Nick Griffin is going to be invited to appear on the BBC One show. Email us your thoughts. WriteStuff@5.tv is the address, and we'll get Kirsty, as I said, to read some out later. Now, for years, Labour has refused to share a stage with anyone from the BNP, but that's going to change if Nick Griffin, North West England's British National Party MEP, must make you proud, North West England, takes a seat on Question Time in the near future, as newspapers claim. The BNP, you'll probably remember, finished 6th behind the Greens in June's Euro elections. They won 6.2% of the vote. They now have 2 MEPs and more than 50 councillors scattered across the UK. The Greens, as I mentioned, they've appeared on Question Time, as has the Respect Party, which is, I think, fair to say, very small. So why not the BNP? Should they be excluded because some see them as race-hate scum? Because surely letting Griffin air his views on national TV can only help the anti-fascist cause. I mean, give the guy enough rope. You know what I'm saying? Surely, in a true democracy, all views must be heard, even unpleasant ones. Only then, we, the electorate, can make up our mind. And anyway, Question Time ain't what it used to be. I mean, if you've got political heavyweights like Adam Rickett from Coronation Street, Davina McCall and Fern Britton on its panel, why a lot of fuss about Nick Griffin? What do you reckon, Janet? Should he be there? Will you be watching if he does go on Question Time?
Probably not, actually, because I haven't watched it for a long time, mainly because I think it has turned into more of a television circus than a genuine debate. And the fact that they're giving so much advance publicity about something that might happen, I think, is weight to my cause.
Good point.
Ideally, you should just switch on and go, oh, it's so-and-so. You know, that should be the thing. It should be decided in the back room of the production company, and it should be whoever turns up on the day is available and a planned panel of contrasting opinions. Having said that, of course, I can see why Labour always get knickers in a twist about the BNP, because they do tend to win in Labour heartland.
Yeah.
It was a bit depressing for them. But yeah, you know, I seem to remember when David Icke, for example, was on Wogan telling us his extraordinary views, in inverted commas, because he may still be proved to be correct. There wasn't a great rush to join his particular party either, and I do think that when people have...
I just don't think I look good in blue.
No, it is that colour. It's a difficult colour to wear. I think David carried it off really well, actually. But I do think with Nick Griffin that I've yet to find any real policy in the BNP, and it's always very hard to pin them down on what they genuinely think about Europe, the financial
I know what they genuinely think. Oh, yeah, with regards to the financial situation.
As one sentence, yes, but not as a genuine policy that might be carried out.
So it's all these immigrants, they're taking white men's jobs. That's the problem, you see.
I think
that's the basic financial
Nick Griffin
policy.
should be on Who Do You Think You Are, or whatever it's called, because I think they might well trace him back to something he doesn't particularly want to discover in his roots as well. But I think, yes, absolutely have him on the panel and you know, let him say what he has. And I suspect that, like the vast majority of us, let us not forget, we don't agree with him.
I think Janet raised a really good point right at the beginning there, Ed, about it would be nice just to be surprised by the guests, because all the brouhaha serves is more oxygen, more publicity. If he suddenly appeared, it would probably be a lot easier.
If he suddenly appeared, we'd think he was magic. and then people might vote for him. We might be frightened of him and have to. I remember everyone being up in arms when the BNP got 2 MEPs elected, and I have to say, am I the only one who kind of feels happy that now Nick Griffin has to go to work, has to leave the country, and has to go to work surrounded by foreigners? I think, be careful what you wish for, Nick Griffin, that's the way I see it. But I on a serious note, I always find whenever people have an argument, if ever somebody brings up Hitler, they've always lost the argument straight away. It's like people always do that ridiculous thing of, you know, I'm a vegetarian. Well, Hitler was a vegetarian. And it's always like they always lose the argument because you're just being silly. But this is the one thing where you can bring up Hitler and you're not being extreme. You know, the whole thing was, everyone said Hitler, you know, let him speak, let him say, you know, what's going to happen. Well, World War II happened, you know, the Holocaust happened, you know, these things happen. And the idea of, one of the things that the BNP actually say in their policy is, in their manifesto, is that if they ever did get elected, the first thing they would do is get rid of all of the political parties. So just from that standpoint, why should we offer the luxury of democracy to a party whose number one thing is that they don't actually believe in democracy? I think, you know, it's like, if you don't believe in it, then you can't have it. That's my part. I don't actually agree with the idea of platform for the BNP. Yeah, you're right. Every time they do speak, they do put their foot in their mouths and they do show themselves to be racist bigots and all that. But I don't hold with this idea of, well, it's democracy and they've got 6% of the vote. I don't care.
What about you, Craig?
I do. I think they should have a voice if they want one, you know, and in debate, and that's what that's all about, you know, it will certainly come out, you know, and they will probably lose the debate, you know, but I think it's good if there are people... Well, yeah, hopefully, but I mean, that's my own personal opinion, but there are probably people out there that are on their side, that totally believe everything that they say. So, you know, it's good for those people, I think, to hear the views of the BNP against, you know, Labour.
Yeah, I think that's.
So,
I think
you
that's
know,
actually
so giving them a platform will string them up, maybe.
That's the crucial thing, that if Nick Griffin is to appear there, you need a fully balanced panel, and the idea that Labour, it was certainly reported on Sunday that Labour wouldn't put anybody up, isn't the answer. You need a real heavyweight in there, someone, you know, dynamic, intelligent, someone who's really got a feeling in touch with the British public. So we'll rule out Gordon Brown.
Who would you choose?
Shall we have a quick email before the break?
Yeah, we've got
Just
one here. Please get BNP members on question time. The other panel members and the audience will torture them, showing them up for the ignorant morons that they are.
Oh, sounds like the taxi driver slagging me off to one of my friends the other day. After the break, we're going to get the rest of today's headlines with Ed, including why you couldn't let the train take the strain yesterday, and the mind vendor who reckons he can predict this Wednesday's lotto numbers. Find out more after the ads.